So I have a feeling this is going to be at least the beginning of sort of maintenance session, more so than we've already been kind of doing here, because we're going to do a time jump.
Uh-oh.
Uh, you have escorted Sakawachi and her party to Sarkoris, where she has, under her grandmother's instruction, summoned the god Ruin and sort of merged with it by sacrificing her sense of self and her ability to, enact change in the world. And after merging, has been sort of apotheosed as Snowy Owl.
Apotheosed.
Apotheosed. After this transformation happened, Snowy Owl is a much different personality. Has the cool, sort of celestial quality and aloofness that you would expect of a immortal being, and are definitely presenting as a new and unique sort of creature. Her companions are, somewhat dejected about this because they have a feeling that they have lost a friend. But understand that this was her fate and they were there to help along the way and are sort of eager to move on to the next phase of reality. Snowy Owl says that we must, very much a royal we situation, is that we must make the crown of the world. The easiest way to get there is through the Aiudara in Ustalav. And for you characters as Gatewalkers, Ustalav is sort of home base. We didn't spend any time there in the campaign, but just before it started, that would have been your hub town in Lepidstadt, under the auspice umbrella of Professor Ritalson and the Lepidstadt University. The Reclaimers, who are, these guys down here, are relatively happy to escort you south, sort of back toward Kennebrus, to charter river passage all the way up the river into Ustalav. I got a inner sea map ready for us, just in case. There's no token on this scene. It gives you visibility. That's okay. We don't need lighting. The world.
God, the whale ate all of the stars. No, they're back.
Hi. This. This.
Where's my lightning? Where is?
Yeah, so you guys are just sort of wandering in this countryside here. The Reclaimers are happy to escort you double backed to Kennebrus and then take this long winding river upstream to Lepidstadt. It is a journey that takes 26 days, 2 weeks of which you can use for downtime activities. I know that's mostly a call to Khali to craft any long-term items at half price. Although the rest of you, since the Reclaimers are, as an extra show of thanks for rescuing them, offer to purchase your voyage in full. If you want to provide riverboat work, they're happy to hire you on and pay you a meager salary if you want to earn income up to 3rd level for 14 days.
Well, I don't think I'm doing anything else with my time.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Our pair paid for it, and they pay us for it.
Yep. Well, you paid them for the purposes of the boat, but they're happy to take you on. If you have appropriate sort of river thoroughfare lures, you can do it up to 3rd level. Otherwise, it's only 1st level,
Nice.
which is just like, untrained laborer kind of stuff.
Oh boy. 42 silvers.
I feel like my list of formulas has grown progressively more vicious the longer.
The world is a rough place, and you've been slowly learning.
Because at first it's just, antidotes, healing items, all this stuff. Now it's got stuff like Scarlet Mist or Viper's Elixirs or Venoms. You know. You said it was 2 weeks, right? Is that enough for me to make a new formula with my nice new feet?
Make a new formula.
Make a new formula. Out for the
Don't
list.
know.
It says it just works like the craft activity.
Yeah, so you will have to you can only do it up to 2 weeks, and if there's any leftover money, you have to spend it.
Okay.
Yeah, crafting all the boiled down version of crafting is it just lets you substitute money for time.
Mm-hmm.
What is it that you would like to make?
A specific mutagen. I think it's the Juggernaut one.
The base class feature that you have?
Yeah.
I'm imagining moderate?
Probably.
Moderate's level 3.
I mean, technically I could make the first one and automatically get the higher one because that's how Alchemist works.
Moderate is... Oh, okay, so just the basic Juggernaut mutagen.
That's how this works. I don't have to spend resources to upgrade them. I just automatically get them. We established this at some point.
Yeah. So Juggernaut mutagen.
Bye.
This is going to be like an instantaneous thing. So let me get onto your character sheet here. Khali 2. There you are, stomping around. Half the price of the formula up front.
Which for the baby one is just 2 gold.
No, that's the price of the item. The formula itself is even cheaper.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, this is gonna be like you finish this in 15 minutes. A level
That's
1
the point.
formula is 1 gold, so...
What, 5 silver?
No.
I still have these paintings.
Yeah, that's the other thing that we haven't done process-wise is we're going to be passing very many major-ish cities as well as some smaller ones. So you have the opportunity to offload and upload any gear processing you would like. Whether you do that in Kittabris or Narosian or until you get home in Lepidstadt, it is up to you.
Okay.
Alright, so let me try this here. Crafting.
I also have 1 or 2 things in here I think that still need to be identified. Oh no.
Craft. Drag item here. Formula. Okay, what is a 1 gold item? Yeah, I bet this game doesn't have a single 1 gold item. Meal, fine dining. There we go. Will that show up in here? Oh, because it's not an item. All right. What is a non-consumable item that is worth $1?
I feel like my boosts aren't the same as they were. What is this?
Rubber chicken?
A mace? Yeah, a mace. All right, there we go. All right, I'm gonna test to see if it works.
Oh, I see.
Okay, so that'll work. I just have to find an item that matches the price of the formula. I don't think you can not crit succeed on this. Yeah, your bonus is more than the if you.
That was the point.
So if I hit pay material costs and craft, that put a mace in your inventory. It did. So
Oh, I don't
we'll
know,
kill the
probably.
mace, and then I go to crafting. I say Juggernaut, Mutagen. It's in your there. All right. It's a little wonky, but it works. That took 1 day, or it took 2 days.
Okay.
1 day to set up, and then 1 day to craft.
How long would it take for me to turn the sovereign glue? This thing into sovereign glue. Learn the formula. I have a lot of things.
Do you have the formula for Sovereign Glue yet?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I've been keeping this since we first got it forever ago.
That's 55 gold.
But yeah.
Which is Alchemist Lab Expanded. So, okay, so if you want to roll the dice, open up your basic Maction and Macro.
Maction Acro.
Maction Acro.
Maction Acro.
Button.
And then hit Craft. And there'll be a little pop-up that says, oh, drag item here.
You know, for something that's in alphabetical order, it is impossible to find things here.
Yeah, correct. All right, so, and then drag
I
this,
have it.
drag this to that. Because the price matches, and price is all that matters.
And I hit the craft button.
Wait, no, price isn't all that matters. Ugh.
You lied.
I need an item that is the same cost and the same level.
I need an item.
A mace. Okay.
Do I need to remove this? I feel like there should just be a table for this somewhere.
Well, there is. You're creating the formula for.
Yeah.
a
I'm like
level
doing it
7 item,
on
which is
this, yeah.
18 gold. So subtract 9 gold. Just do that manually.
And
And then you still have that dragon item here open. Drag that Sovereign Glue button in Tree Fisher to that, and then hit craft.
drag the sovereign glue onto that.
Yep.
Okay. Specialty crafting. I'm assuming I can toggle that for this.
Yeah. Alchemical item.
With my plus 20.
Okay. So, that you crit succeeded. So it takes 8 days, and you have the formula.
Cool. I can make glue. I don't know what I'll need it for, but I can make glue.
Nice.
And let me add that into my formula sheet.
And if you want to, you can use that. You still have that gland.
I still have what?
So it's been 10 of your 14 days.
Cool. I don't know what else I can make in 4 days, other than more baby items.
You're good at athletics for all 14 days, so. Just unskilled labor.
Yeah, you guys made like, what, $2?
Yeah.
$4.
Okay. That's all I want to do other than identify these items that I still have.
If you want to make some low level, I guess identifying items that's relatively free. If you wanted to make some lower level consumables, you should be able to make batches of them in a few days.
No, I thought low level consumable. Oh, I thought consumables are made in batches of 4 by default.
They are.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, in order to make it completely free, or to make it completely 50% off.
Completely 50% off.
Completely 50% off.
Entirely half off.
So something like Drakeheart Mutagens is a good fit for that. Like your level 3 items. Because there's a bunch of your level 3 items that don't improve until level 11.
Yeah. It's like most of my items, which is why I'm having trouble grabbing new stuff. Because there's a big jump from between like level 3 and 5 until stuff upgrades at like level 11.
So if you wanted to make some non-infused level 3 items, that's, I think, my recommendation.
Okay. Probably should do that then.
So what are you now? You're not a church anymore, right?
Yeah, Mutagenist now.
Mutant kitty.
I probably would have been that in the first place, except when we originally started, I didn't know if we had any actual
And
healing.
then we had 2 clerics.
So when we originally started. Yeah, I guess maybe I'll make some Drakeheart mutagens. More zoomies.
Some of the comments on articles regarding Onion's buyout of InfoWars is the funniest thing I've ever seen. They said that Onion is going to build a monopoly on fake news. Its only competition now is Fox.
I mean, like, I've been enjoying watching all the coverage of the United Healthcare shooter, and everybody just like, I don't know. Nobody knows where he went.
Yeah, they have a guy in custody now. They found him in Pennsylvania.
I'm gonna roll dice for you here, Sarah.
So I guess the secret to having your murder solved is to be rich.
He's very rich.
There's been a big uptick
Oh
in
no!
people. There's been a big uptick in people asking about what jury nullification is.
If it weren't for me rolling your dice, you would have not critically failed, but
You rolled my dice. How could you?
trying to make things on a boat is much more difficult than trying to come up with new formulas.
Okay.
Okay.
Anyways, yeah, we
You wanted to ID
Identify.
some stuff? I don't know if
Yeah.
Teriani has things that you want to ID.
I mean, I could roll dice at things, but like, I don't know. I kind of assumed we could hand wave identification because eventually I'm gonna crit succeed.
Or you crit fail and you believe it's something else.
Do you think I won't try again?
Oh
yeah, that's fair.
Snake Statuette, which is the first thing that I saw on the list.
You know, one day I'm gonna be able to use this stupid heritage on an occult check.
Khali, you are very certain that it is one of these.
Minion.
Minions.
Snake, cobra, cobra. Hey, I have an elixir like this. It just makes me the snake.
The mutated mistletoe. Find that. Sorry, I put everything in your bag of holding because you were over encumbered when I made the new character.
Yeah, I kind of do that too. I have so much junk. It's great. It makes my hoarding nature happy.
Mutated mistletoe. There you go. You still don't know what it is. It has some occult empowering nature that comes from space beyond the stars.
Somebody else try. Does anybody here know what this is?
I don't know, man. I've been working the boat.
Same.
I feel
Always
like
wondering how to
Teriani could take
identify
10 minutes to
something.
take a look at it.
Yeah, everyone, you've got enough downtime to inspect all of your inventories and see if there's anything you weren't expecting in there.
Does that mean I can also roll religion on this mistletoe?
You can.
Hey.
I need to figure out if there's any more places I need to eat in Vegas.
Yawn, last time you looked at this thing, you were fairly certain it was dangerous. You know, it has that weird poison that things from space tend to have. You still feel that is true, and that this thing is actively harming Khali, and in fact, maybe the cause of some recent mutations.
Can I identify it?
Rock's haunted. You gotta put it down. Throw it in the river.
It's
Do I
leaking
agree or
poison
do I
that's sweet. You put it in the river.
I'm a doctor, not an ecologist.
So where did I land on that?
So, you don't think that it is infused like with occult magic that is mysterious, because you this is not something that any of you particularly have in your wheelhouse, but you are the occultist of the group, and you think the reason why you're having so much trouble with it is that it is a source of like ancient primal magic in the sense of like from the stars in the natural world sort of thing. It's not like from the dark tapestry. It's like, you know, the concept of space as a natural entity. And you're noticing that you guys have had it on your person for several days at this point, up to weeks, and it is not wilting or rotting in any way. You think that were any of you casting nature spells, this is something that could be used as like a focus or empower in somehow some nature casting that you're unfamiliar with.
Oh, okay. So it's not evil. It's just alien, like Yawn.
Yeah. But the big insight is that none of you are primal casters, so the utility of it is somewhat lost on you.
What if I were to, at a later time, apply Ageless Patience to this, presumably the next day?
They've returned.
You got the same result.
Okay.
We still trying to identify the mistletoe?
Yeah.
I mean,
More buttons.
you can roll 26 times. It's just I need to know whether a crit fail or a crit success happens first. Is the only problem.
This is primal magic. Would our essentially primal goddess now know anything about what this is?
Oh. Yeah, you can absolutely take a look at it.
And you know what this is?
It's a rock, right? A dangerous rock?
Actually, it's a mistletoe. Dangerous mistletoe.
You'll roll nature. Yeah, she can identify it. This is primeval mistletoe.
Primeval mistletoe?
So it is evil. Prime
Okay.
evil.
Prime evil.
That's like Diablo.
Here. Or at least that is what she believes it to be, and those are its abilities. And Teriani, with your previous checks, you don't believe that she is necessarily wrong. However, Yawn, they're both crazy, and this is dangerous space debris.
I'm
Not space debris.
My focus is occult magic. I'm used to people thinking everything I do is dangerous.
Just saying, as your unlicensed medical practitioner, to service for pre-existing condition.
I mean, Khali's an unlicensed medical practitioner, but she does pretty good.
No, see, now I just perform mutations on myself.
If anybody wants to sell anything,
Healthy.
go
Oh,
into
please.
Stop and Swap.
Oh god, I have so much junk. Where is the stop and swap? There it is. Will these paintings actually do that correctly?
Well, what?
The paintings I have. They don't have a value on them.
Let's see. If only I could find your items in this giant list of items.
It's in the treasure section.
I don't have access to the stop and swap.
Nobody can use arcane or primal stuff, right?
It should work
In our group.
because they do have value, but you can't see it because you've not appraised them.
Oh, okay, well. How many do I wish to sell? 4. I have acquired Moolah.
I stole the
Ooh-la.
Healers toolkit.
Animal vision and some of them. Yeah, none of us can use these scrolls, I don't think.
Man, I have this chuck of adamantine, but, like, we never fight anything that looks like it has hardness.
I use it every time you're not here, and I have to roll for you.
Oh.
If you get rid of it, we're gonna come across something that needs it.
Or
That's the way the world works.
if you get rid of it, you're rich.
That's true.
I mean, cold iron is like a more likely weakness than adamantine, though. So if we're not bypassing hardness, then
Why do you have
mean-
a tongue?
I don't know.
Nobody
Isn't-
needs a shield,
Oh,
right?
wow.
The gross
Oh
tongue
yeah, we
you
should
picked
identify
up.
those.
Remember when you fought the you were in the temple district in Dramara and fought the like gibbering mouther piles?
Ew. Yeah.
That's where you picked up the gross tongue.
We
Doesn't
identify
technically anything with hardness have weakness adamantine equal to its hardness? Like, when you look at it that way?
Used to be that way. It's not true anymore.
Well, because it just surpass hardness?
Not anymore, I don't think.
Oh.
You guys don't have a clue what this gross tongue is.
Does anybody need a shield before I sell this?
I'll identify the gross tongue.
I think that was my shield. I'm missing
No, it was
mine.
a shield picked off of a person or demon. I don't remember. I think a person. I think it was the weird skin stitch guy. Do you want this shield, Yawn?
Yeah. I think I used to have a shield at some point. And...
It's a steel shield, and I also have shield spikes that go with it.
Snowy Owl will not even look at this gross tongue.
That gross, huh?
That gross. It's clearly demonic in nature, and moving it close to her, she is disinclined to engage with it directly.
Hey, Teriani, you want to hold on to these tongues? I definitely do not want.
100% down to hold on to tongues.
I don't remember where you got these melted cherries.
Me neither.
Malted cherries?
Melted.
Melted.
Mm.
Wait a second, these are just blood.
Here you go, Yawn. If you don't want these, you can sell them.
Thank you.
The melted cherries are moderate healing potions.
Really?
Yep.
So, you want to pass those out?
How many melted cherries do we have?
I don't know. I have a lot of healing items in my bag, though. Anti-plague, elixir supply.
Give 2 to... I don't know what he's got in his inventory.
Yeah, I don't know how to make Giveth happen because I don't have a button for it because I own everything. You guys apparently have figured it out.
I just drag it onto people.
Yeah, that's what I was doing. Teriani, you want some of these moderate healing potions?
Sure.
I love doing the bookkeeping after a long hiatus.
We probably don't need a second healer's toolkit, do we?
Second, I think we have
Yeah, I guess I
3.
can sell mine, actually.
Okay, we don't need a third healer's toolkit.
I can't use this anymore, so I'm gonna sell it.
Pretty sure I stole the one from the whatchamacallit, Flamer, by accident.
The what? The flamer?
The reclaimers.
Yeah. But Adam hasn't taken it away yet, and nobody's noticed, so I'll sell my old one.
I have glow sticks.
If you don't mind, once you are done selling things, individual players, throw all your cash in the party stash and then we'll just redistribute it out as socialism.
Yes.
Melted butter, huh?
Melted butter. It's probably not butter since I'm already. I'm funny. I forget that I do these things.
Yawn has a drinking problem. He just starts picking things up and he starts drinking them.
Melted butter.
I don't want to talk about how I have actually so much money that it has a bulk value now.
Any other checks for the butter?
Butter.
No.
Right.
I am questioning the container that the butter is held in. Like, seriously, what the fuck is that?
I can't believe it's not butter.
I can't believe they put butter in that kind of flask.
It's
It's
not
got
butter.
like a narrow top and a wide bottom. What the fuck?
Why can't I open the party stage anymore?
Ooh, are you in the party?
That's. Oh yeah, that's
Zoom
weird.
me
The hotkey
closer.
doesn't work, but I can open it. For whatever reason, P doesn't do it anymore.
Yeah, these are going over to.
Anybody want that serpent statuette that is identified but also not identified in my inventory? Or the mistletoe?
Do we ever figure out what the mistletoe is? Or
I have an idea.
we dealt with Snowy Owl's opinion of it was.
I feel like she's more likely to know what it is than we are.
Oh, there's my steel shield. It was in my backpack for some reason.
Rose tongue. I have a level 3 squirrel fireball. Can I even use that?
I know in D&D you don't have to be a caster to use a scroll.
Yeah. I mean, it uses a cast a spell activity, but I don't think you're necessarily prohibited from using cast spell activity if you're not a spellcaster.
That's just a shield, right? That's not fancy or anything.
The scroll must appear on your spell list, which means I can't use it. Can any of us cast Firewall?
It's got to be on more than just the arcane list.
I mean, I took a.
It's
on the primal
arcane and
list.
primal.
Okay, I guess I'll sell this scroll of Fireball. Where the fuck did they even get this? Is Stop and Slop set up for selling?
Yep.
Yeah. Another 15 gold for the People's Republic of Gatewalkers.
Where did we get a blowgun?
No, it's Skin Stitch guy.
Oh. You know.
Oh yeah.
Plus we got the shield and the shield spikes.
Yeah, I took the shield spikes because I didn't realize my steel shield was in my backpack.
So many items.
How do I change these identified items in my inventory to what they actually are?
You can, I can.
Oh, okay.
You cannot.
Teriani, you got anything else to sell?
I was looking through it, but like, I'm not, I'm not gonna sell my drugs. So
I'm yanking your gold. Redistributing the wealth.
God damn it! I hate it when I roll that in Mario Party.
Well, I
How's
gotta
the
put
revolution?
my excessive amounts of stuff into the party stash. What was the button for this P?
It's supposed to be. Nick said it wasn't working.
It says no for me too. Oh no. How else do I open this?
Under characters. Yeah.
If you go to configure controls, you should be able to rebind it.
I'll do that in a minute. Nobody look at the amount of wealth that I'm about to put into this stash.
I mean, you
I'm
just
looking
handled
at
the
the character
processing. Yep, 16 copper, no problem. 13 silver.
God
Uh-huh.
damn.
Bowser Revolution.
Look at he's about to get so rich.
Khali and Kirrik have so much like money value on them. Alright, combine these stacks. Okay, it's not gonna let me combine those stacks. Uh, 55 gold. 1326 gold.
Should be 1381, I think.
Yeah, combining the stacks.
How much spending money does Clickety get?
Oh, that's so much money it actually is a bulk now.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I have so much gold as a bulk
That's unusual
value now.
for me.
Alright, I'm gonna hit Bowser Revolution here. To Jandar, Khali, and Kirrik. Allow coin type conversions, because we have access to money. And there's 2 leftover copper pieces.
Yeah, we have platinum now. Swipe.
I'm giving the 2 copper pieces to Khali.
Give him a clickety.
That's what I'm saying.
So he can rub
He
them
deserves
together
a
with his little human hands.
Yeah.
Alright, and I'm deleting everything in Stop and Swap.
In fact, that we got platinum from that. I don't have bulk and gold now. I have platinum.
I've never used platinum coins in Pathfinder before.
This is like when I fucking am cleaning up the house and I move some of the cat's like scratching posts and I found a bunch of shit just stashed behind the scratching posts. Like, how the fuck did you get this? I've been looking for this.
All right. We will arrive in Lepidstadt late on the night of Desna the Third, which is a wheel day.
Business.
Real.
It is mid-spring. 40. I don't know what year it is.
723.
No, it's 4,000 and something. 4723. Absalom Reckoning.
What is the Absalom Reckoning?
I think since the city was founded, or since since Portos was raised from the sea. Lepidstadt is a city you are relatively familiar with. It is not a metropolis, The best example would be to tell you that it's a college town. It has some really nice houses up in the northern area, north of the campus, and it has sort of a dense, crowded, somewhat stifling urban area where Denigi, Enuma, and Ulukuk are suggesting they find a place to stay until Snowy Owl has use of them. I imagine the rest of you guys are eager to check in with Dr. Ritalson.
Oh yeah, we're back with that guy.
Yeah.
Doctor Who?
He was our boss.
Dr. Ritalson sent you when you were in Eged. He sent you a letter by animal messenger that Khali found, a raven,
Pretty low.
and Kirrik still has that in his possession.
Do I? Kirrik the Brave or Kirrik the Mournful?
Kirrik the Brave, peerless under heaven.
I don't remember this. Where is it? Oh, there it is. I see it.
Oh, look, it's right under the one I already pushed.
Yeah, but this is the one I found.
Oh, yeah. He gave you several $100s to further fund your work.
Yeah, we finished helping the seer. Kind of.
And I remember you guys had some questions about how he got in contact with you.
Yes.
Primarily among them, how did you get in contact with us?
The heck do you know
Well,
where
if
we
I phrase
are?
it like that, I think I would lean more on like, how the fuck did you find us?
Have a Lepidstad ambiance. I'm going to turn it on and see what it sounds like. I have not previewed this audio.
I thought he was fucking saying that to us for a second.
With this tat ambiance. How did you find this? Well, I have this ambiance.
Well, I have this ambiance power. You've been to the Ritalson Manor probably several times in your past. You've met with other Gatewalkers. You met with Professor Ritalson. It is a very well-appointed estate, enclosed in Gothic wrought iron fencing. The only access point is a single large gate in the front. You are arriving sort of late, so you expect the gate to be locked. But you could ring for the attendant, which is a man you may have some passing familiarity with. It's the Manor's major domo, a man named Olwyn, who you could summon to let you in if you so desire, or you could wait till tomorrow to come in.
He's your boss. I'll follow your lead.
Yeah, let's go see Professor X.
At the gate is a pulley that rings a bell up in the house. After a couple of moments waiting and a light turning on, eventually, this man, who's somewhat disheveled, getting dressed in a hurry, carrying a bullseye lantern with him as he scrunches down the gravel path.
I feel like it's kind of rude to have done this late now that I'm thinking about it.
As he blinds you momentarily, shining the bullseye lantern in all of your faces before a look of relief and familiarity passes over his face. It says, Gatewalkers, please come in out of the cold and the wet of night. He lets you into the gate and leads you up the path alongside a mossy fountain and several with that is decorated with several water spitting ibises and such. It's very exotic looking for Ustalov, even under the gloom of night. And as you approach, I see you have brought company. Could I have the pleasure of an introduction? My name is Olwyn Kivarak. I am Dr. Riddleson's housekeeper and butler. Who do I have? Who do I have the pleasure of meeting? Teriani, Kirrik, Khali, you guys are all known to this guy, so it is clear he is addressing Yawn and Snowy Owl. Janigi, Anuma, and Ulakuk have not come with you. They are staying in town. They sort of are excited about spending a night in a town and enjoying some nightlife.
This is Yawn. He saw something weird in the stars and decided to come with us, I think.
That more or less. But also the door kind of was glowing, and I thought it might be a good idea to step through at some point.
Yeah, and this is a Snowy Owl. She decided to become something weird in the stars.
I don't think Snowy Owl decided to do anything. I think Snowy Owl just became.
Well,
That's true.
You do bear the mark of a Gatewalker as well.
Wait, Yawn does?
Snowy Owl does.
Yeah,
that
it's
makes more sense.
the crest of a village or something, basically.
Dr. Riddleson, I imagine, will be pleased to meet another of your ilk. Unfortunately, he sends his regrets. He cannot personally greet you. He is currently engaged in an important matter off-site. He will be back in a few days, so please come inside. He's asked me that any Gatewalkers that wander home, he said, is you're welcome to treat the manor house as your own home. There are several other fellows within as well. I'll make introductions in the morning. Come, rest, relax. If you'll accompany me, I'll show you to your rooms. And he brings you into this very expensive house. You've been here a number of times before. He leads you past several, lounges and things, a library, a conservatory in the lower level, up to the second floor, which is mostly bedrooms and bathrooms. He gives you your own private rooms. And if you need anything, there is he can be summoned and bid you good night. And you can overnight heal if you want to, if your spells are prepared, since the new characters have been.
We know this guy, you said?
You do know this guy. Not necessarily intimately, but he works for Dr. Riddleson and maintains the house. There's also sort of a skeleton crew of house servants. There's like a cook and like a couple of wait staff or maid staff, housekeepers.
Brain immediately went to conjured skeletons.
A skeleton crew, yes.
I need a.
So like, there's no chance that this is like a. This isn't like we come to find the professor and there's a weird guy there and he's like, no, the professor's out. It's fine. And the professor's like dead.
That might be suspicious. That's going to be tomorrow's activities. By tomorrow, I mean in-game tomorrow, not.
And we're going to find Riddleson spread over the course of 3 weeks. Hey, I recognize that bald scalp.
Like quest in Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah. Why does he
that
look
clown arm
so fucking angry?
What's angry?
Dr. Riddleson.
Oh. Yeah, I imagine wandering around the house, you might catch. You've heard Yawn. You've heard of Dr. Ritalson several times from the party members as being their patron and the purpose or the one that has been sending them um, on their way. But you will catch portraits of the Ritalson family, as well as someone can point out whenever you come across a portrait of Dr. Ritalson himself. Here's the art for Ryan to gaze upon.
Purple.
Do y'all trust this guy?
Purple.
He, like the rest of you, is himself a Gatewalker, and his deviant abilities have taken a physical toll on his body, which is not.
You may think
Which
he
is
looks
not uncommon.
untrustworthy.
Several deviant abilities of other Gatewalkers that you've come across have absolutely terrifying and debilitating results of their deviant abilities. Just part of the reason that you were selected to go out and adventure is that yours have been manifested with some degree of utility, whereas other people's have been the sort of thing where their teeth won't stop growing, or they have turned into a locket sort of things.
They have turned into a locket?
Yeah, the deviant abilities are extremely not well understood, and anyone that has truly horrific deviations has sort of been quickly and quietly led to private rooms for Dr. Ritalson to interview and sort of see what can be done as far as making them comfortable and getting to the bottom of it. But your abilities, like theirs, have seemingly no known source and no known way of sort of reducing the effects.
Neat.
Mutant powers.
Hey, I have a lot of those now.
So
They're just in bottles.
We'll go to the next day, Oath Day, the 4th. So you are summoned again by Olwen. In a token form. He doesn't have a token because he's not a combat guy. He just, exists as JPEG.
Hello, JPEG.
You exist as a JPEG.
But he will collect you and introduce you to the other Gatewalkers, as well as introduce you to the staff in case you need anything. But the staff is more or less background characters for now. Wink. The other Gatewalkers are, as you eat breakfast and are introduced to the ones currently staying, waiting to meet with Dr. Ritalson as well as you, are Lunja, who is a middle-aged Garundi woman. Vax Turvin, a gnome,
eyebrows.
who is bright yellow hair, and he seems to have taken the Gatewalker mark on him as a focal point to just sort of start tattooing additional runes, both on his neck as well as down his arms, sort of in a decorated fashion.
Is there any meaning to the additional runes, or does he just
It looks to be stylistic. Well, you haven't been able to find meaning of the Gatewalker rune. It seems like he has just sort of integrated it into a collection of symbols running down his body. It is aesthetic more so than anything else.
He looks like the kind of guy who would be named Vax Turban.
Vax Turban. There is a half elf who is giving off serious Nosferatu vibes, named Sandin.
Yeah.
Who is somewhat relatively reserved during introductions. And the last Gatewalker is a Tien man, very soft-spoken, very reserved, named Takuzo. You were introduced to all of these people during breakfast.
Seems like a lot to happen at breakfast.
Teriani, why did your familiar have the ability to fly? It's a spider.
It's on his shoulder.
But that's not flight.
Why does
But-
it have? Where do you see flight?
It's flyer on his selected familiar abilities
Maybe.
and the rest of the thing.
He gave it wings.
Yeah,
Some
I can
spiders
change
fly.
up familiar abilities pretty much whenever I want. So
It makes a little web out of silk and flies around on it.
Yeah.
Which
Cool.
is-
sure,
Hell.
it doesn't like jump up and fly around with wings in a terrifying manner.
He's got a paraglider.
That'd be
Spider glider.
Owen will make an announcement that Dr. Ritalson again apologizes for not being present. He should arrive. His arrival should be imminent, but please enjoy the comforts of the manor. The other Gatewalkers here just sort of shrug and after breakfast, they will sort of disperse into the manor house. And you, as players, are potentially welcome to do whatever you want.
Oh, that's a broad statement.
Yeah, until things happen. Snowy Owl says that I will stay in meditation in my room while you finish your business with Dr. Ritalson. When we have found the aiudara and are able to use it to get to Ice Gate, I will be ready. But I still need to spend time fully coming to terms and understanding this power that dwells within inside me.
Okie dokie.
She's a Gatewalker, so does she have any of these weird physical manifestations going
I mean,
on?
she appears
You
to
mean
have
other than
wings.
the wings?
He's
Is
not
that
a
a
gatewalker, though,
symptom,
right?
though?
So those aren't the manifestations of this divinity aren't like permanent fixtures. They sort of manifest seemingly at will, but otherwise she seems to be like, other than her eyes, which are solid white, appears to be more or less mostly humanoid, but there is touch of celestial about her.
Has claws.
Yeah,
I also have a touch of
claw. She
celestial.
has talons, like an owl, and her eyes sort of have a glowing, frosted over look to them that sort of flicker like motes of power when she stares intently.
Yeah, I kind of thought about having my eyes be like monocolor when on character creation, but as like a representation of the celestial, like of the Azada blood. But
Yeah, she definitely doesn't pass as a mundane human, but she is not like
Yeah.
an overwhelming visage of divinity, unless she
you don't
chooses to
look
be.
and instinctually know, hey, probably shouldn't fuck with that person.
Yeah.
I want the wings. They look fluffy and glowy.
Has he slammed her wings in the door yet?
She's not a gatewalker, though, right?
She's not a Gatewalker, but she
has the mark.
She
What
has
the
the
heck,
mark, and she told you way back, I think, when you were sailing the Lake of Mist and Veils, that her grandmother, in a ritual, gave her that mark as a symbol of protection.
Protection. Doorway.
We know that the mark gave us protection from the fucking, I guess not necessarily us, but like it gave the elves protection from the curse, right? The elf curse.
You guys, well, Teriani was definitely immune to the curse, and when he took possession of the Seven Arches keystone, there was like a blinding flash out of it, and it seemed to be protecting him from the curse.
Also, it pissed off Kanipo.
Kanipo had some problems, yeah.
Some.
Yeah, he's a bit uppity about it. I mean, we didn't have to kill him. He did say, "Hey, just give me a child."
That's true.
There you go. I think we're the murderers in that situation.
Kanipo was.
I think he's also the murderers in that situation.
Kanipo did originate the Oblinate curse and was looking to craft an heir, which as an immortal was not something he could do on his own.
Yawn just stares in horror as you guys are recalling all these stories. What is wrong with you people?
Why we
And
did
I'll
those
tell you about
people.
the time that
He
Teriani
didn't
got a
go- he
tail.
didn't do it.
Kanipo the Slim.
say
You mean he didn't always have the tail?
You didn't think it was weird that it perfectly matched hers?
You guys are plenty weird. I didn't.
They did do some.
Question it.
They did do some gene splicing, courtesy of this guy's machine.
Yeah.
I love the
Mr.
eye stalk
Goggles.
glasses.
I think
Goggles.
you. I don't remember.
Listen, I tried to give him out, but he insisted on staying back and dying.
Yeah, we didn't kill that guy. That guy died.
Did he?
It was just not tragic.
Well, I mean, he
Wow.
stayed in
Not
the
me.
collapsing dimension, so.
I'm pretty sure me saying, "What? No, he just has to like do things to willing victims. See how much better it works when people are actually interested in doing this?" I showed him the error of his ways.
Consent is key.
And then he fucking died.
And then he's. Well, I've got
And
an
you guys
out.
were just
He could
trying to kill
definitely.
him.
He could definitely come back.
In case any of us wants to play the eye stock guy,
No, you're not allowed to do that.
why not?
Because you could play as this guy.
Yeah!
That guy did kind of kick our
Funny.
ass.
I would like to be a boat.
So the object of the game here is you have sort of unrestricted access to Dr. Riddleson's house, and I know you guys have like suspicions about him. So if you would like to open an investigation, we have mini games to do that
Oh, no.
with.
Oh boy,
Mini
mini
He
games.
has a study, right? Wait, he has a library. He has a restricted section of his
So,
library, I assume, right?
There is no map
First,
of this area. I've seen some suggestions of maps to use, but I don't know that I necessarily need to do a map. The lower floor contains several lounges, a ballroom, a library, a conservatory, the dining room, the kitchen, the servants' quarters, and
Not
as
a
well.
house. This is a mansion.
It is a mansion. It is a manor house. The servants' quarters is on the lower level, as well as incidental rooms such as bathrooms, storerooms, closets, and things. The upper floor is entirely bedrooms and incidental rooms, such as bathrooms. Everything upstairs is much nicer. Bathrooms, incidental rooms, sort of. I don't want to say like hidden passages, but areas for the staff to move through without drawing attention to themselves, and Dr. Riddleson's private rooms, which you will pretty immediately find are very clearly locked, but none of the other rooms really seem to have much in the way of security. All the rooms can be locked. The other gatewalkers have their own rooms that could, potentially be investigated. And you also have access to the gatewalkers, who have, all sorts of interesting and wonderful, enlightening things to say individually, as well as the staff as well. They just sort of represent one avenue of potential inquiry, as far as doing weird investigations. There's also just straight up looking around, exploring the manor.
I like to explore.
You can defer from doing any of this information gathering by just going to town and doing normal mundane downtime activities, like Kirrik's out, I'm gonna go get a job, or crafting. But there is sort of a either you find out actionable items or other things happen at an ambiguous amount of time.
I check out Dr. Ritalson's study.
I'd like to follow suit. I want to know more about this guy because he seems weird and.
Are any of you able to get into a locked room
Way more interested in what he knows.
without breaking the door down?
No, if you're gonna put a qualifier like that on it.
No need to
Actually,
be mean.
Hey, Khali, can I get a favor from you? Think you can break in and right?
Got a +4 thievery on trained. Got this.
Let's go break into a place that Khali
I'm gonna
doesn't want to
put it on
break into.
lock.
All right.
So sizing up the lock, which is something that you can do relatively easily without arousing too much suspicion, it is explicitly a good lock. Thanks, Captain Swabby.
Is there a window on the outside?
Potentially, yeah.
I feel like
Is
of
there
all
anything
people, Khali
stopping
would
me
have
from
like.
just walking outside and using translocate?
It's just teleporting inside. Can't you look through the keyhole and teleport through that?
Is it a kind of keyhole with just a straight shot to the other side?
That's not how most keys work, is it?
I think it's how like most older keys work, but not necessarily anything with any real security in it.
Like I think like Victorian era like in-house locks. Yeah.
If someone going outside and taking a look, you don't. His room would be exposed, or you think that what is beyond that door has windows to the outside. If someone were to climb up and open one of them, you could teleport in, but even though you have line of sight, you don't have line of effect. So you and whoever climbed up and opened the window could potentially get in. It will be difficult. Claws. It will be difficult to potentially do that without arousing suspicion. But
I feel like Khali, of all people, would probably have a reputation here for getting into things that she shouldn't.
Are you being a cat?
And it wouldn't be suspicious because that's just what she does. You know?
She's just like that. I tell her no. Climbs up tree.
How hard would it be for me to, pick a key off of somebody?
Translocate doesn't dictate that I'm targeting anything, and it specifically says unoccupied space within range that you can see.
I'm pulling line of effect rules from previous editions.
DM fiat currency.
Can't use a 4th level spell to bypass a challenge. What is even the point of having 4th level spells?
Probably like, I don't know. Phantasma killering people.
Well, it's also, if you'll take a look at the 5th level translocate, you don't need to be able to see your destination as long as you've been there in the past.
Once again, how hard would it be for me to just pick a key off of somebody or find one in a place where I'm not supposed to be? Like staff rooms?
Depends on how much time you want to dedicate to doing that.
I have all the time in the world.
Do you want to go looking for a key to potentially pickpocket?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay.
Unless you
Yeah,
guys want me to
yeah,
try
yeah.
and just get the door, but
So I'm going to be tracking time. We'll say that no time has really passed since after breakfast. You just very quickly come to the realization that Dr. Ritalson's room is securely locked.
You know what's funny is as written, I don't like line of effect doesn't actually.
It's not a thing that exists.
It is a thing that it fixes in Player Core, page 426.
Oh, wow. Do the rules back me up?
No.
Ah.
You need an unblocked path. Okay, when creating an effect, you need an unblocked path to the target of a spell, the origin point of a spell, the origin point of an effect's area, or a place where you create something. I am not creating. I do not have an area, and there is no target. But that being said, let's also not cheese the mechanics. We gotta go find.
I mean, the target is the space you're looking at, and the glass blocks it.
The effect you're creating is teleporting into the room.
You have the line of effect unless the creature is entirely behind a solid physical barrier, which I think glass counts as that.
Yeah, no, like I would agree. Glass absolutely blocks line of effect. My argument is line of effect doesn't apply to translocate.
Are there any kids outside?
Hey kid, you want to break a window?
yeah, not just climb the building and check the window.
Yeah, you could also do that as well. There's infinite solutions to the problem of there's a pane of glass between you and the room you want to get in.
There's
Yeah.
infinite solutions besides the fourth level spell.
Yeah.
Let's, I guess, check the window before I go
Infinite
actively
minus
trying
one
to steal
solution.
from anybody. If anybody asks, I just want the roof.
I'm climbing up to the roof. Okay.
All right, I'm gonna go grab more pizza really quick.
All right. So Khali is going to be spending a 2-hour chunk of time sort of figuring out how to break into the room. Are the rest of you sort of idle, waiting for that to resolve, or do you want to break off and do other things?
Kirrik will break off and see if anything else is strange or afoot.
Okay.
Can I gather information? Just kind of like listen, see if anybody says anything weird.
There's a bunch of weirdos here. I think people are gonna say weird things.
Yeah, but there's no way they say anything as weird as you guys do.
So, I have 3 explicit investigation actions. One of which is generic exploring the manor, which is the things of sort of listening in on conversations from like the staff or the gatewalkers or interactions with the staff, sort of just looking around for things that are odd or out of place, or are generally interesting, potential. Like that makes sense for Yawn to do it because you've never been to this place before, so you poking around makes a heck of a lot of sense. The other 2 explicit things are speaking sort of directly, interviewing Olwen or the servants of the manor who may have more insight into Dr. Ritalson or what he's up to. Alternatively, any one of those 4 gatewalkers you can meet and have a conversation with. All of these are going to take explicit chunks of time, and after a certain amount of time has passed, I'll need to know if you have succeeded or failed.
Sure, I'll go aim wondrously around. What issues could I possibly cause?
If multiple of you are doing the same thing, you're welcome to aid each other. If you break off, you are more likely to find more information. So, those are the balancing acts of things.
of things. I mean, the only thing Kirrik can really do is break into places and check stuff out. So, if you need muscle, let Kirrik know. Otherwise, he's just gonna be wandering around looking for weird stuff.
Okay. Well, I'll give you a hero point to spend of how bad you are at these.
Nice.
I'll give you a secondary follow up. Is do you want to accompany Yawn, and you got one of you can aid the other on just explorations, or do you want to sort of cover different ground and make your own independent check for potentially
back.
two
Sorry.
successes?
I don't know.
What do we need to do 2 successes for?
Basically, deciding whether or not we want to run around.
Khali's going to try and break.
Yeah.
Khali's going to try and break into Dr. Riddleson's room. Yawn and Kirrik are wanting to explore the manor.
Deciding whether or not we do this so independently and thus get 2 maybe lesser checks for 2 successes, or work together and aid for 1 better success.
I mean, it probably makes sense if you're like acting as a guide. Like, hey, here's where all the weirdos hang out. Hey, this is where we got our first mission briefing or something.
Yeah, I guess we've been here before, right? So the idea that I'm taking Yawn on a tour of the place makes it less suspicious if we're like looking for weird stuff.
Teriani, you could also help Khali break in, or the other options were having conversations with the Gatewalkers individually, or with any of the house staff.
Listen, my diplomacy and deception is both 0. I should not be having conversations with anybody.
Okay. You
I
want to get
couldn't
into
talk
that room,
myself
and
into
you're
buying something,
you're
so.
committing 4th level spells to do it, so you will absolutely succeed. I just want to know if a Khali arouses suspicion.
Khali always arouses suspicion. She's a cat person in the place where there's not a lot of cat people.
Climbing up to get the window open is going to be relatively trivial, so all I want from you, Khali, is a stealth check.
You have a prompt for me, or just roll?
Just roll secretly, or use the actions macro to sneak.
If anybody asks, I'm just going to the roof.
Just going to the roof on this side of the wall here.
Me want climb. I saw a shiny through the window.
Okay, give me a disable device.
Buttons.
You're so good at this.
Button.
Yep.
I wrote it how it was.
The window also has, a latch on it. It is not anything of like significant security business. It's the good neighbors kind of a lock that you are very easily able to spring open. Teriani, you can immediately teleport in, and you feel that the 2 of you can slip in, as far as you know, undetected.
Yeah, I hope there's not like some sort of alarm magic.
That's probably what took her so long.
Once you get
Actually,
inside,
no, I don't.
look at that. Thanks, Khali. The room does not look like it has been occupied in like a short time. The if like it may be that you think that maybe someone came in and like refilled some like flasks of water that you have handy if you're fancy nobility, but no one has any use of it. It is clear that the staff are sort of semi regularly maintaining so that the room is ready at any given moment for Dr. Riddleson to come by. But other than comforts, a well-appointed bed, paintings of like lush gardens and sort of dense forests with classic frolicking dryad sort of situations, you don't find anything of note or consequence. He has a very large collection of night robes.
About the night road.
Yawn and Kirrik were giving a tour. If one of you wants to aid the other, go ahead and roll a perception check.
What's Yawn's perception?
Better than yours by a lot.
I will aid Yawn. It's probably public, huh?
Yeah, yours is public. Yawn's is not. Whoa, critical success with goggles of night. Walking around
Perception-based check.
with these goggles.
I wear my sunglasses at night.
So I can quickly succeed on perception checks.
Yawn, roll a d10.
Was that supposed to be private?
Nope.
Okay.
All right. So as Kirrik sort of shows you around the house and points out some interesting things that Kirrik thinks is a suitable distraction, Yawn, you are keeping your elf ears. You're a human. Are you a human?
I half elf, half human.
Oh yeah, you're a human half elf. All right. I was like, it
I have a
says human.
question.
I'm pretty sure you came from the planet of the elves.
Yeah, where the hell did the half human come from?
There's a
get
gate there.
They get spacemen. You are trying
Oh,
to.
we had to make the gate work.
There are other gates.
Is a repair,
Accidents happen.
is a repairman that showed up once. You are only sort of fake listening to Kirrik, which maybe that's your normal everyday operation, but you are trying to overhear the staff sort of scuttle, like just gossiping amongst themselves. You've positioned yourselves in a way where you are sort of near the kitchen and listen to the staff sort of gossip, and they are sort of, complaining that, more Gatewalkers are here. They're going to have to, work twice as hard to keep everyone fed, and only Dr. Riddleson would come back and sort of get over this missing moment obsession that he's been having, and that he think like the staff is sort of floating a conspiracy theory that this whole missing moment phenomena is like a long con and that he's taking advantage of the Gatewalkers somehow.
Wouldn't put it past him, but no.
He seems extremely shady. This
he's,
only confirms my mind.
Yeah, and the take home from this is that ever since the missing moment, he has seemed to be not himself.
I mean, when you start glowing purple.
Yeah, it's mostly that they dislike Dr. Riddleson's obsession with the missing moment.
Doesn't like none of this, as far as they're concerned, exist without the missing moment? Or is there were there Gatewalkers before the missing moment?
There were, I mean, people went through Aiudara's, yes, but the Gatewalkers was a global event that dozens of people disappeared from, and several people came back branded with strange powers. Some of those,
so none of these people these guys don't like the fact that the professor is researching the thing that basically made them important to the professor.
this is the staff.
No,
This is the house
not
staff.
Gatewalkers.
Oh, gotcha. Rather than the rest of the Gatewalkers.
Yeah, we have not had any any interactions with the Gatewalkers themselves. We haven't had any direct interaction with the staff. Cool. You can continue doing other things if you want. It seems like his room either was a dead end or did not present evidence upon first inspection. You can, however, leave that window open and have egress in future days. If you want to sort of escape either the way you came or back through the house, since you can unlock the door from the inside.
I think it's fine to unlock the door from the inside. Wait, can we relock it? The staff left it unlocked. Happens all the time.
Happens all the time, wink. But you can leave the door open, so you have, or at least Teriani has relatively easy access whenever you want in the future. Or on 5th level, 5th rank when you are a mile from the house.
Am I still going to need line of effect?
No, you don't. You've been there now, so it works. You can continue to do investigations. Would anyone like to interview any of the Gatewalkers or keep poking around the house?
I have a non-zero social skill, right?
I've
If
got
so, it's better than mine.
Khali want to poke around.
Okay. We basically get 4 opportunities to do these investigations a day, and there is a limited number of day before the time of your ability to do this runs out.
Yeah, I do have the best bacon person in the party.
Does anyone know how to talk to another human?
I know how to deceive a human.
I
I thought Kirrik had the best social skills here.
I have a plus 13 to make an impression.
The best by far.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I'll interview the Gatewalkers.
Haha.
I can intimidate information out of them if need be. I'm really good at that.
Chat with the Gatewalker. There is the human, the gnome, the elf, and the other human.
I'll take the other human for 600.
That was Takuzo, the Tien guy. Is anyone? Do you guys want to accompany or do other tasks? Resource management for investigations.
I get the lay of the land. I think I'm just going to explore around on my own.
Okay. What about Khali or Teriani?
What was the question?
what do you want to do for your second check today in this investigation mini game?
I thought I was exploring.
Okay, you're exploring. Teriani, what would you like to do?
I probably shouldn't leave Khali alone for too long. But on the other hand,
Why? I'm not gonna get in any trouble. I don't have a history here. No.
you know what? I believe you.
Rebellion.
Was there anything else worth investigating in the house, like a
Uh,
library or like sketchy
yes,
things?
you could go to any of those stated locations and explore.
I go to a stated location and explore.
Okay.
I mean, it doesn't really matter which one I go to, like other than I'd like it to be one vaguely related to my skills.
That's appropriate.
Okay, I go to the appropriate.
Okay, so Yendar, Khali, and Teriani are going to continue just wandering the house, trying to sate their curiosity. Here's a prompt for the three of you.
I'm just gonna start breaking into rooms.
I didn't hear that.
Yep.
I don't know this person.
Okay. Yawn, you don't find anything of consequence. Khali, give me a D10, but don't roll a 5.
Whatever you do.
Okay.
No pressure.
Okay.
Sorry.
Reroll.
That was the one number you weren't allowed to roll.
God damn it, Khali, can't trust you with shit.
Hey, I broke into a window for you. What do you need?
You know what? We can trust you. Actually, we can trust you quite a lot.
I think that's actually more definitive that you can't trust Khali. I mean, you also can't trust Teriani, but neither of you were supposed to be in that room.
You wanted to break in.
Yeah.
I'm the only one who had the skills for it. I wanted nothing to do with it.
Here
and
you
yeah,
are.
you did it.
She's just easily influenced, and I'm over here taking advantage of it. I mean, have you seen my cattail? I convinced her to get into a sketchy ass machine.
Khali, you will find some non-actionable information, sort of piecing together clues such as you find that Irwin keeps a not particularly detailed log of the house goings on and things, as well as some overhearing of more conversations the staff is having about the sudden new influx of Gatewalkers. That a few months ago, Dr. Ritalson started sending out letters to groups of dispatched Gatewalkers or Gatewalkers that he had had communications with, recalling them to the Manor to give reports. It's very similar to the one that you received when you were in Eged. After returning and Edward interviewing them, they are either dispatched on new missions to investigate other areas or reports of missing moment related activity, or potentially asked to that their services have been deeply welcomed, and they are released from service. It's some confirmation that what Dr. Riddleson sending a letter to you and your group, sort of recalling you, is not out of the ordinary.
Mm.
You were going to get laid off.
Or potentially sent somewhere else. Teriani, you find something significant, which we're going to double back to after Kirrik has his interview.
All right.
I just spent the whole day learning interview time.
So Takuzo you can find in the library. He is soft-spoken. He did not communicate much during breakfast. He has found himself in the library with sort of a stack of books on a table next to this incredibly plush chair that he is sort of pouring himself into. You are free to strike up a conversation with him. It looks like he is reading particularly dense, sort of academic, sort of books that definitely give you the kind of they give you Teriani vibes.
Teriani vibes.
Yeah, it seems like the kind of stuff that he has pulled up is. Dr. Ritalson seems to definitely have a significant collection of occult esoterica, as well as astronomy, and also generic. Like this is a very extensive library. If any of you wanted to do any kind of research or recall knowledge, you would definitely be able to have significant circumstance bonuses to those kind of checks by making use of this library. And it does seem that Takuzo here has sort of made a selection of esoteric volumes that are complicated and obscure.
Do I have any kind of a previous relationship with this guy?
No, I mean not. You may have met him in previous adventures, but not of any kind of substance, other than your shared history as a Gatewalker.
Yeah. So I'll approach him and ask him, introduce myself, and ask him how long he's been waiting on the professor or whatever.
He pretty gently puts the book away. Says, "Oh well, we've been here for about a week at this point. Dr. Ritalson was here, but he left just a few days before you arrived in quite a hurry, along with his bodyguards. So, we're content. He sort of gestures grandly at this library that he's in and says, I am quite content to wait for his return. I'm in no rush myself.
Is it unusual for the doctor to leave with bodyguards? I'm assuming not.
I don't think any of you would.
No background to know whether or not to question it. Damn.
Maybe. Well, like when he left to Seven Arches with you, there were 4 of you, and that could very well be considered bodyguards. It might be that it meant he left with some other Gatewalkers and was potentially taking them out on another mission. But Takuzo did not necessarily seem like he was familiar with them.
Did he say anything about where he's going?
Oh, he didn't. He left in quite a rush. He just said he asked us not to go anywhere and to please wait here until he returned.
Did anything happen?
No.
That could make him run off?
Not that he was willing to share with us.
How about these other Gatewalkers? Do you think about them?
We were all dispatched together to investigate in a gate in Katapesh. It turned out to be a wild goose chase. And he recalled us just a few weeks ago.
Did that line up when we were recalled?
Yeah.
I can't think of anything else to ask. Okay. I'm not getting any kind of duplicitous vibe from him. He's pretty earnest.
You can roll perception. I've got a prompt here for you, which is just sort of diplomancy, as far as making an impression and such.
Diplomacy.
Somehow, through the course of your questionings, he just I don't know if it's like the vibes or this sort of deific aura that you exude, but he starts to get a little standoffish and is losing interest in the conversation. And now that Dice have been involved, he says, I'm apologies. Conversation is not my strong suit, if you don't mind. And without waiting for you to really respond to that, he sort of opens his book back up and pretty brusquely cuts you off.
What a dickhead.
Yeah, you did not make a good impression.
It's fucking Gatewalker, clicky Gatewalker asshole.
All right, and now we'll circle back to Teriani as I advance time. Boom.
Yeah, you said I had an actionable.
You found an actionable, yeah. So poking around the lounge, you definitely knew that there was a library and wanted to get to it, but on your way there, Kirrik saw a Gatewalker and just was like, "Hey, what's going on?" And you knew that you were never going to be able to pay attention, so you went off to other locations, to the easternmost lounge nearby. Teriani, you straight up find a hidden door.
What, I nat 20 that shit?
Behind, not only is it behind a sort of a shelving unit, there is a curtain behind it as well. So it is double hidden and does not look like it gets much traffic whatsoever. Oh gosh, Jandar.
I'm absolutely going to check for traps and wander in.
Hold on, I gotta figure out why Khali and Kirrik aren't in the party. That's probably why your PK weren't working.
Because one of them's having a conversation and the other one got lost.
I mean, we were in the party enough to get the wealth distributor.
I think your old parties are in there. Well, because when I hit
my new cheat got it.
I know why. It's because your players are tied to the old characters.
So when
Kirrik,
the player, hit the button.
Yeah, and then Sarah, Khali, user configuration, Khali, the other Khali. There we go. So now, still didn't work. All right, this will work. I have to figure out what's going on there. That was all a timeout because my assign XP button was broken, and finding that door is worth 20 XP.
Oh. I got 20 XP just by rolling a die?
You did.
I should be looking more often.
You will discreetly enter the door. The door is locked. It seems to have an even stronger door. Even stronger lock than the one that was on Ritalson's bedroom.
This is a new day, right?
No, this is still the same morning where you've teleported in already.
Ah, okay.
It is now 10. Yeah, after finding that door, it is now 10 a.m. and you could potentially make more checks or address this new door as sort of out of the time sequence.
I go and find a Khali.
You can all regroup at this point. Everything is going to be in 2-hour increments that we do.
I found a hidden door. Hey, Khali. I know we talked about me being a bad influence, but can you help unlock this door?
You're the guy that's supposed to be able to cast open.
Open the door.
You can attempt to open it with this thievery check from Yawn.
Oh God, it's Yawn's locks. How do you get one of yours?
What are my locks?
Wow, 427 is a failure.
I have really good locks.
Apparently. Is that like a 2-hour check? I'm gonna fucking break it if I try. So
I mean, I guess
How difficult does this lock look?
it looks tougher than the lock that you gave up on earlier and decided to climb in the window.
Oh goodness.
yeah, but you rolled a 3 and it was a failure, not a critical failure. That means if you roll a 13,
I did roll a
it's
3.
You rolled a 13.
Oh,
Yeah.
you rolled a 13. Oh, math, guys.
You can
I
keep
thought
trying.
you could
Yeah,
have
the failure is not enough for you to be able to not be able to continue.
A 31 is a failure? What is this lock?
Damn.
Woohoo.
I think I need to be like a master.
Have you tried taking off your armor?
Get naked.
It looks like you're having a little trouble with the finer movements.
But 31 is not a critical failure, so you could potentially keep trying.
What kind of lock is it? Is it like built into the door, or is it like a padlock?
It is I think it is built into the door. It is a pretty stout. This is clearly a security door.
Okay.
The curtain and the bookshelf were doing the majority of the hiding.
Do we get better thieves
Okay, but if
tools?
it keeps going like that,
I have
I thought
infiltrator
I told
tools.
you to take off your gloves. Not that it would have made a difference.
I will ignore the armor check penalty.
Yeah. I mean, I could always run and grab Kirrik, and
Like I have infiltrator tools, so I'm at least getting a +1 on that.
I don't see the +1 being applied.
Okay, here, I'll add a +1 circumstance bonus. Because I'm using
Um,
infiltrator tools.
It might
It says it gives me
item
+1.
bonus?
it might be because they're not in hand. Put them in hand. See if that changes it.
Okay, wait, hold on. Before we do that, would a 32 have succeeded?
No.
It didn't change it.
There's no reason for me not to have guidance.
Yeah,
So would
yeah.
a 33 of us have succeeded?
Would what?
Wouldn't it be a 33?
Wouldn't it be a 34?
Where's the 34 come from?
Okay, so we're ignoring the armor check penalty because
Okay,
it's
32.
we have an extra +1 from the infiltrators tools.
33.
Guidance.
All right, 34. That is
Okay.
one success.
You did it.
I mean-
Good job.
I guess it would be nudge fate, and so you can't benefit from nudge fate again. The goal is 34.
Oh, 34 is a success?
34 was a success.
Oh god, that would be a 20.
Well, I mean, a 20 if you're just doing it straight, but you're still missing a +1, so that you should be getting +16. So, 18, 19, 20?
I wonder if it shows up on the pop-up prompt.
I'm having to manually adjust it every time.
Come on, think about it.
Oh my god.
All
Oh no!
right.
Can you hear point that?
You could.
Come on, we're not going to have combat this session.
You're a terrible influence.
You are a terrible influence.
I want you to know that if my character could pick locks, he'd be doing this too.
I don't think I'm gonna get this anytime soon.
Actually, hold on. Can you benefit from Nudge Fate again?
After 10 minutes.
Oh no, it just ends.
Yeah, I thought you could keep reapplying it. You just have to keep reapplying it.
Oh. A duration is a minute.
Yeah, the duration is a minute. I can only have one out at a time,
All right.
and it's a
It
status bonus.
doesn't stack with guidance.
Yeah, and I don't have guidance. My own guidance. This is my guidance.
All right.
Okay, well,
My hero point that.
Come on, guys, pull together our hero points.
I do it. Hey, where have all the hero points been going this whole session?
I gave one to Kirrik. I didn't start it until we actually started playing.
I tried.
like I said, I don't think we're getting in anytime soon here.
Yeah, so that will break your thieves' tools, which you can, use replacement picks to repair. But you have been working at this long enough to potentially arouse suspicion, and your sort of sense of cover is getting into
We
this
feel
lock
like
is
we're in the spotlight.
marginally beyond your ability to do so in the short term.
I grab Kirrik. How committed are we to the secret door, guys?
Mhm.
And the real question is, how committed are we to not arousing suspicion over the secret door? I don't think I'm capable of breaking the secret door down without it being known
I
that
mean,
I'm
I
doing
can light
this.
a fire somewhere and you
and
can break the door down.
Sizing up the door, it looks to be intended to be extremely secure, and probably not any easier to break down than it is to pick the lock.
I think I'm better at breaking things down than he is at picking them.
Maybe.
Do we have?
But it seems very John Hammond. No expense was spared to create a well-built secret door.
In terms of like map layout, is there any inside arrangement that would have an outside, like an outside window? Not likely. There's no way. But what if they did?
This sort of scoping out the layout of the room, this secret door sort of leads back into the hallway. So whatever is on the other side of it is a very cramped, sort of stashed space.
Hmm.
And on the other side of the door, the architecture of the house is like heavy sort of masonry brick. So whatever is on the other side of this door is effectively a vault.
Yeah, I mean, I was hoping some people put like $1,000 Avis locks on their front door.
Yeah, it is. It's about the size of probably a like a safe room, big enough for like one or two people to fit inside.
We look around the office. Do we have time to look around the office for any mechanisms?
I'm gonna have all of those checks be one of your activities.
That's fair.
And you guys can continue doing on other things. Kirrik, you can't ever talk to Takuzo again. He is just not your friend.
Damn.
Does Kirrik take it personally?
He's just a
A
turbo
little
nerd, and Kirrik comes in, swinging a big sword. He's like, oh, another one of these guys.
One of those things where like, God damn it, Kirk made an effort.
Is he nobody's friend?
Just Takuzo. Takuzo and Kirrik are on the block list. However, the rest of you
Okay.
can introduce yourselves. Kirrik, you can also speak to any of the other Gatewalkers as well.
Do I recognize the book he's reading in, or like, can I occultism my way into a conversation with him in that route?
It based on Kirik's observation, yes, you could probably parlay over occultism rather than trying to make an impression and such. Just immediately sort of pick up on what he's reading and use your natural acumen to segue the conversation.
I've also read a lot of occultism books.
So
Wait, didn't I have that illegal cursed book? Man, I could have a conversation about that.
For a
That'd probably be
while.
really interesting for him.
Yawn, Kirrik, Khali, you are also free to sort of pursue other avenues as well.
I'm gonna find a way into this stupid door.
You just
Is there a
want to.
key?
There might be a key somewhere.
I want to look around for like a key or something. All the keys. I want all of the keys.
Um,
I'll take every key I find.
Ooh, and if you get caught, you just be like, yeah, I have an obsession with shiny things.
I do want the shiny. I mean, I have multiple keys in my inventory already previously. It's not exactly a stretch.
so Khali will go specifically hunting for keys. Yawn and Kirrik, what are your objections or your objectives?
I'm gonna talk to a couple of different Gatewalkers.
Yawn?
I guess I will. So you said there was like a kitchen.
There
There
is
was
a
some
kitchen.
Could I like gather information in the hallways? I guess.
You can.
Yeah. Listen to more rumors.
All right, so I'm gonna go reverse order here. So Yawn, look around.
Oh god, it's because he knows I'm gonna fuck it up.
I'll look around with my ears.
All right, we'll circle back to that because it was significant. Kirrik and Teriani, we're gonna go both speak to Gatewalker, so we'll do Khali next because that's easier. Khali, look around for keys. Khali, you remember when your first plan to scale the window and go high, climb up to get into Ritalson's room. You were avoiding notice from a groundskeeper, and you seem to recall they may have had a set of keys on them, or it may have been a trowel. You're not sure, and you are sort of filled with tracking that guy down, the groundskeeper, the gardener. Will get you some keys. Kirrik, which one of the Gatewalkers are you going to follow up with?
What, the human and then the fucking action? You don't know.
There's the human one who seems to be hanging out in the westernmost lounge and sort of futzing with a telescope that they have got under one of the sort of what is it called in architecture where you've got the like paneled windows that extend out from the like side of the building. I have one in my kitchen.
Like a bay window?
Like a bay window. Yeah, she has a telescope in pieces that she is fiddling with sort of in preparation for the impending sundown, which in Usulov comes early. That is the human woman, Lunja. The gnome is hanging out in a sunroom or like a conservatory, which is full of like potted plants of, extreme care and wealth to create this sort of jungle environment in the conservatory here. And the Nosferatu looking half elf Eosidin has sort of taken up into the ballroom, and it looks like he's carried a desk in there where he has several maps laid out on the floor. Any of those you can engage with, giving you a little bit more context since you're actively going to look for them.
Yeah. I guess I'll just start like left to right and start with the human in the bay window.
Lunja, who is a Gurundi woman, and has several pieces of telescopes that she is maintaining and have set up to watch the sky. You know that in Ustalov, there is never a clear day, so she may be in for a bad time. But she, as you approach, she sort of smiles at you and says, "Terrible, terrible weather up here in Avestan. Don't you think?" She's making a joke.
Yeah, and the sun never seems to really come out here.
I haven't had a clear night since we arrived. Ustalav is a dreadful place, and they say that's only from the monsters.
Wow. How long have you guys been futzing around in Avestan?
Well, Dr. Ritalson recalled us, I think a little less than a month ago, and we've been waiting to be interviewed by him ever since.
Were you here when was he here when you showed up?
Yes, he said that we were next for an interview, but he needed to take care of business and left. And then you arrived a few days later.
Any unusual activity around the house that may have sent him away, or anything he may have reacted to?
No, I mean we all arrived together and just sort of made his way out of here. But if you want secret information, pass this check. That's what she says to you.
This is right.
Okay. Roll me a d5 and don't roll a 5 or a 6.
Well, I hope I don't roll a 6 on a D5. Isn't that just a D4 at that point?
I mean, I was gonna ask,
Oh,
but
sorry, roll a d10 and don't roll a 5 or a 6.
Oh, okay. Isn't that just a D8 at that point?
I mean, we're getting options slowly sifted away because 5 is taken and a 6 was taken. Whatever you roll is going to be taken. So, yeah.
Roll the 7.
No. The only thing sort of strange and out of the ordinary is that when Dr. Riddleson left, he said that he would be back in a few days to interview us in the basement. And I sort of got curious. I didn't think that there was a basement, so I started poking around. I found the wine cellar and some storerooms, but I didn't see any like it didn't seem to. I think he said that off the cuff, like that there wasn't any place appropriate to do his research.
Oh, God, the fucking basement. Kirk's gonna be more interested in breaking down that door now.
You, do you think that door might lead to the basement?
It's kind of hard to like imagine what it looks like. I'd have to see what the layout is supposed to be to figure something like that out.
So what is the doctor offhandedly mentioned going to the basement, or doing work in the basement?
Well, he said on his way out, he apologized for leaving in such a hurry after calling us here, and that he would take our interviews down in the basement as soon as he returned.
Hmm.
Well, I got curious after a couple of days had gone by, and I went to go find the basement. But the only thing down there, the kitchen access to the wine cellar and the storerooms. I thought it was strange.
It's kind of strange.
It is. Anyone else worried we're getting like dissected here in a bit?
That's very interview.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not privy to this information. There's definitely red flags.
It's okay. My secret power is meta commentary.
Teriani, flash cut to speaking to Takuzo. He is moved on to a sort of a different book of constellations and such.
Shit.
And you are welcome to potentially interject with an occultism check.
I know a thing or two about sketchy things. The secrets of the universe. I have them. I don't have them, do I? He's about to call me a dumbass.
Roll a d10, but not a 5, 6, or 7.
Bruh.
Try
one job.
again.
You can keep trying until you get a 5, not a 5, 6.
But that dice stuck on 7 for a long time. I thought I fucked it again.
So it's pretty easy. Like once you when you dispense the pleasantries and sort of get down into talking about, your expertise in the occult, literal, like you are not an expert, you are a master of the occult arts. He opens up to you pretty easily about how the manor staff are obviously nervous about the presence of the Gatewalkers. They don't, trust any of you and think that you are a bunch of weirdos. But also, they have a high degree of anxiety because Dr. Ritalson has dismissed most of the staff.
So nobody wants to say anything because they don't want to get fired.
Correct. They have fear that they may be laid off at any moment. They are staying quiet and dutifully trying to avoid notice and not bring up any of these complaints about Dr. Ritalson. There are 6. There are only 6 total staff members. There is Olwyn, the major domo, as well as a chef, a carpenter and gardener, a butler and valet, and 2 cleaners.
Is he running out of money, or is he interviewing them in the basement?
Oh no, you're off doing something else.
Yeah.
That is everybody's checks for that 2-hour bulk. Boom. You have made positive inroads with Takuza, so you can continue interviewing him and sort of leading conversations and asking questions if you want. Alternatively, you can attempt to speak with other Gatewalkers. It is 2 p.m.
Did you say I acquired keys?
You went looking for keys and you couldn't find any, but you remembered that the gardener, the sort of outdoor staff person you were intending to hide from, might have keys on them.
Khali is hunting for key.
All right.
And the cat, the ultimate hunter. You cannot escape me.
Oh god, I was a key hunter.
That's a Metroid reference.
A little bit.
Khali, here's your looking for keys check. Okay. This is a good news, bad news situation for you, Khali.
Good news, he found a key.
The bad news is you do not find a key. The good news is it's because you called up to the gardener and he does not carry any keys on his person. This was a red herring.
Hmm.
It was to convince you to do something useful. You haven't played.
I have played you.
I will find keys somewhere.
Somewhere. What about the rest of you? Taking turns doing investigations.
We're in a new batch.
We're in a new batch, yes. Khali has realized the error of her previous critical failure.
What did I find on my latest perceptive thing?
Oh yeah, you found something significant. You were trying to sort of hang out by the kitchen, right?
Yeah, and listen for any other disgruntled employees.
And there's a good place to find disgruntled employees.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and sort of very much in support of Takuzo's assessment that the staff has a significant amount of anxiety. You sort of get the sense that the chef is, now that the amount of Gatewalkers in the house have doubled, is threatening to quit, or you feel that they are immediately going to walk out if you do not intervene and convince them to stay.
Okay. All right. I guess I try to convince them to stay.
If you want them to stay.
I'd be.
Why are they leaving?
I don't think I want them to leave.
Following up on that will be a your next activity, unless you want it to go without resolution.
Yeah, I'll dedicate my next activity to that.
Okie dokie. Well, let's resolve that. Here's a diplomacy check. Cool. How are you gonna broach this topic? This is an opportunity for you to pretend to be a character. He's in there cursing up a storm, getting ready to make dinner because dinner is coming up. It is at this point 2 p.m. So
I would like to hear his grievances with his current employment to see what I might be able to do to smooth things over. So, I hear that there's been issues with the number of Gatewalkers here, and it's become increasingly frustrating to keep up with. What can I do to help?
You've been spending too much time in HR, man.
Well, you see, you and your lot could graciously decline the hospitality of Dr. Ritalson and get the heck out of here. There's plenty of good inns and taverns and such down in town. he seems to not be interested in talking to you in the least.
What if I pass him a quick on the spot raise for his diligent efforts?
So you want to give him shut up money?
I want to
I'm
give him
not opposed. I just want to be clear.
yeah, pass a bribe.
A Teriani and a hero point. Yeah. All right. Sure. No problem. What do you got?
How much you make?
Oh, Dr.
Oh, he
Ritalson.
100% lies here.
Dr.
He lies
Ritalson
here.
sure pays me pretty hefty for my services. So
I'd like to sense motive.
okay.
Hopefully that's the right button.
Yeah, it wasn't, but it's close enough. This guy is straight up like bullshitting you. He doesn't like, you get the sense that he just complains loudly, and that your fear that he was about to walk off the job was you overreacting earlier, and he is this guy's bullying you. He doesn't actually want to bribe, he just wants to make you sweat.
I play it up and beg him not to leave. Like, oh no, the great hospitality and food of the great chef. Oh fuck, what's his name?
Okay. He's just gonna be like, go home, kid.
Get out of my kitchen, kid. That was a critical fail followed by another critical fail.
Dejectedly walk out of the kitchen.
The unfortunate follow-up with that is you are going to have a hard time talking to staff in the future because you have embarrassed yourself.
I am my own character.
Kirrik and Teriani, you have gotten some information from Takuzo. You have gotten some information from other lady. Need to have all their pictures. Lunja. Probably gonna re-pop up on you. I'll make tokens for all these guys after the session, which is gonna end pretty soon. Vex Turvin. He's hanging out in the conservatory.
You haven't talked to him yet, right?
You haven't talked to him yet. You also have not talked to Eascendin. Eascendin, the not a vampire half elf.
I guess I'll talk to Turvin because he's next on the list.
Vax Turvin. Okay. He has a very intense look about him, and his hair is bright yellow. He, when you approach the conservatory where he's hanging out, sort of in this indoor, just hodgepodge of topiaries and such, it seems like he is in the midst of a ritual of some kind. He sort of has candles and incense, as well as a couple of open, like either prayer books or spell books along him, as he sort of utters incantations and such.
Do I think that by talking to him, I'm going to disturb this ritual?
You can, with a good diplomacy check, potentially find an appropriate way to interject or to catch his eye in a non-sort of rude manner.
I will push this diplomacy button. I'll find out if I pissed him off or not.
He acknowledges you and holds up like a finger, like that he's gonna address you in a moment. And then goes back to what he's doing. An uncomfortable amount of time, and he sort of is not engaging with you. He does not give you the opportunity to really have a conversation with him. He seems to be very focused on what he is doing. Mechanically, that was a failure, and you're not going to gain any information. Diegetically, he just doesn't give you the time of the day because he's rude. But it also might be he's doing something he considers to be very important, and you have the wherewithal to know that interrupting him might cause long-term problems, and that letting this pass might be okay.
I interrupt his ritual to bring his friend back from the dead.
Yeah.
Grim Reaper
No,
appears.
I only had the spell components to do that once. Teriani, you got a shot? You can continue exploring the manor. You can speak to the staff. You can chat with any of these gatewalkers. You can not participate.
I think it's best if I continue exploring. Speaking to people is not my strong suit.
And for some transparency, none of the gatewalkers or staff have given up all of the information yet. So even though you have gotten some goods out of Lunja and Takuzo, you have not exhausted what they do know in total.
Are there any gatewalkers that show in obvious interests? Maybe some of them like gambling?
Yeah, Takuzo is pretty deep into these occult lore. There's all sorts of knowledge of history and other subjects in this library, but he seems to have gravitated toward the occult offerings.
I guess I can throw occultism at him again.
Yeah, Lunja has very much been working and setting up this telescope pretty much all day, waiting for the night to fall, which might lead you to believe that she responds well to nature checks or people that can potentially stargaze. Vaxtervin, he was doing an incantation. He had incenses and prayer books around, so he might respond well to religion. Eosinden, who we haven't really interacted with, that has sort of taken over the ballroom, has spread out several maps and atlases, and is just sort of studying them and making notes on a desk that he has dragged into the ballroom, which might lend well to survival.
But like I can still get more information off the occultism guy, right? That
Correct,
was the
yes.
implication. Oh, okay. All right, give me the occultism button. I'll press it again. Can't stop me.
All right. So you never left. You just carried on this conversation. Roll me a d10 and don't roll a 3, a 5, a 6, or a 7.
Listen, your demands are getting pretty high. Mini money. Mini money. You said not 3, 5, 6, or 7?
Hey, there's a new number. We're slowly piecing it all together. Your conversation sort of is getting more and more you started with all the like hard subjects and stuff that got him to respond well, like you immediately start talking about
oh no, I front loaded the conversation.
Yeah, you front loaded the conversation, but now it is starting to sort of devolve into small talk as his guard has gotten down.
As we all know, I am famously terrible at small talk.
And he mentions that Dr. Ritalson has or so like I think the way for this information to get conveyed is uh like the major domo Olwen sort of wanders in to check on you as you're having a conversation, asking if you need anything, and he sort of casually mentions that Dr. Riddleson has been working on an offsite project for some time, but he has consistently returned every week or so to interview whatever gatewalkers are on in the manor that have been waiting on him, and after which he is more or less gathering final reports and letting them return to their previous lives. So, just a few more days, hopefully, and Dr. Riddleson can speak to you, and you can return to who you were before this unsavory missing moment business began.
Mm.
Right. He continues to not be fully exhausted of information. You have this is the last investigations that we can do before dinner is served and everyone will more or less retire. So you won't be able to do interviews, but you could potentially poke around. Wink, wink. Khali Kirrik, or not Khali Kirrik, Khali Yawn, you have recovered from your previous failures and can resume other activities. Khali, if you want to continue looking for keys, which I think you do.
Probably, yeah.
You're just sort of going room to room after you realized the groundskeeper doesn't have any keys whatsoever.
Looking for locked doors
With
and
this,
keys.
yeah, this search check.
Do we reconvene at any point in between these interviews and be like, yeah, this person responds to that?
Yeah.
I will probably want to talk to religion guy.
Khali, you continue looking for keys unsuccessfully. Speak to religion guy. It seems like he is still in the midst of this ritual. It very clearly comes to you as he is. The incantations are prayers. They seem to be generic. You might be able to decipher them with that check.
Is he praying too?
All right. Roll me a d10. That is not a 3, 5, 6, 7, or 9. Hey, that's not any. So, first of all, you recognize that he is attempting to dispel a haunt or a ghost. He is speaking to the spirits that are inhabiting the room, asking them to move on. Which is something that you could potentially help out or join with.
I do believe I would like to assist with that. Our rooms not being haunted is ideal. Do you need another check?
No, you don't need to be to do another check. You it can help him, and yeah, he's like, yeah, I these tattoos that I have, I'm tapped into the spirit realm, and I can hear the whispers of the recently departed. That may or may not be true. Your sense, but he definitely believes it, and he tells you that he heard the whispers that below the manor underground are potentially evil spirits, and that they mentioned there's a locked door in the hallway outside the library that
Wait a second.
leads down into a secret like cemetery under the house that the Ritalsons are unaware of.
Wait, is that the one that I found?
It is not the one you found.
Oh shit.
The description, Yawn, it is sort of a mundane door in the hallway that wasn't hidden in any way, but hasn't really borne scrutiny or investigation yet as you've been exploring. Because it's a pretty big house.
Should have just gone door to door, just knocking every door over, figuring out outside.
I assume that's what my character's doing.
Yeah, that's what
She's
you've been
just
doing, but
running all the
you've been failing at it.
Using all the wrong doors, not finding all the things.
I'm just very distractible.
If you reconvene at this point before the rest of the checks are made, which I don't want to deprive Kirrik and Teriani of their checks, the door that he is referring to is a reinforced wooden door. It is not nearly as stout as the secret door, and it seems to only have an average lock rather than, a very good lock on the other one. This is much more pickable.
I would definitely go try to track them down and be like, there are problems in this house. Not just your employer.
Well, and another thing is, Yawn, you left that conversation sort of thinking that he was not necessarily in the know of... You don't think that he knew what he was talking about.
That fair.
But,
guy's crazy.
But he pointed out a locked door that none of you had noticed before. Not because it was hidden, but because there's a lot of doors in this big manor, and you've been sort of... Khali has been sort of methodologically checking them, but hasn't interacted with this one just yet. Teriani and Kirrik, do you want to do investigation checks, or do you guys want to bolt for this door?
Where do we think the door leads?
Nowhere. It's just you've been presented with a new locked door that is much more digestible for Khali to pick.
Find a more reasonable door.
Is Khali going to the door?
You can do that if you want. Kirrik and Teriani have investigation checks that are unprocessed. So.
Well, if because Kirik's still not in breakdown door territory yet, if Khali's not running to the door right now to unlock it, he'll keep talking to people.
Yeah, we'll do the last 2 checks. We'll break for dinner, and then you guys can decide to sneak into that doorway under the cover of bedtime, or wait until the morning when Teriani could potentially have his spell back.
I'm gonna try talking to this urban guy again.
I mean, I think I need replacement picks anyways.
Irvin, the ritualist guy. So it's clear that he is pretty responsive to religion. However, not having that, you can try and make an impression. See if hopefully he will be responsive.
Actually, didn't Yawn already came and talked to this guy, right?
Yeah, he yes, but he still has potentially more information.
Well, there's potentially more information. No, potentially get the information out. How's my potential?
He stops what he is doing and says, please, can you leave me alone? This is important.
Fucking rip.
And he does not wish to speak to you again either.
God damn.
Kirrik is burning bridges.
It's okay. It'll get better.
Teriani's check.
We're not breaking down doors.
We'll start breaking down doors pretty quickly.
And Kirik's about to start breaking down doors.
I'm breaking heads. Oh, wait.
So we have one more round and then we break down the door?
Yeah, Teriani's check, and then you can attempt to sneak into this door.
Have I exhausted occultism guy?
No, not yet.
Oh, okay. I guess I'll try another occultism check.
You just found the one guy that you could talk to and have spent the last 6 hours.
Finally, somebody who speaks English.
Finally. And he's giving you all sorts of TN local customs and such that you are unfamiliar with.
Just the dreams of Eldritch Gods.
Another D10, but don't roll a 3, a 5, a 6, a 7, an 8, or a 9.
3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
That's one of
Damn.
those. Hey.
This is either gonna be good or bad. You know what? 1 is greater than 0, therefore it's good.
Yeah.
The small talk continues. It is a shame what happened to Dr. Ritalson's family. He is the last of his line. 2 years ago, his entire family died in a riverboat fire.
That's a weirdly odd thing. The tragic riverboat fire.
Huh?
A boat on the river burned down, killing his entire family.
Tragic yacht fire.
Jumped into the water.
What was the riverboat powered by?
I'm
People.
I'm a little murky on the details.
That's fair enough. All right, I'm not gonna press him for that.
We'll advance time. We will have supper, and we will end adventuring for the day, or sneak down and try and pick this lock.
I'm down to go for the lock.
Thievery check.
I'm down to watch Khali go for the lock.
1 success. Thievery check. Not a crit failure. Not a crit failure. You started off with a bang, and then it just... All right, Khali. Well, actually, that second failure would have been a success. 2 successes, 2 failures.
Do we assume
Oh, am I
that
turning
he's...
off my armor check penalty?
Yeah, we turn off the armor check penalty. We turn on
and we nudge fate.
Yeah, we turn on the nudge fate.
3 successes, 2 failures.
We still working on the good lock.
This is the easier lock. 4 successes. The door is unlocked.
Khali's confidence resumes.
Opening the door reveals a cramped red brick room with a tight spiral staircase leading down into a wet smelling dampness. And I guess we'll
Well.
meet up next week.
All my friends are criminal.
Not all of them.
Who said I was
What?
friends with Kirrik?
There you go. Yeah, I'm the only non-criminal. Good job.
Yeah, so Yawn, you've been introduced to what the Gatewalkers are all about a little bit.
Criminality.
Listen, we just have. I just prioritize new information over, the law.
I'm just an agent of chaos here.
I see locked door. I need to know what's on the other side.
Hey.
It does sound like a cat. My cat could be in a room, leave the room, and I close the door, and they're like, "What's in the room? What are you hiding?"
Does getting into that room... yeah.
Well, if we're done, I'm gonna go to bed because I gotta be awake in 6 hours. Goodbye, everybody.
Good night, sir.
All right. Good luck with your consciousness.
Yep.
Gonna push this button here to reward XP.
Apply XP to the desperate players.
Auto assign. Not the secret door.
I would have gotten there eventually.
Yeah. Now, as soon as we're done with this, I'm going to drag everybody to go explore the extra secret door. You think Snowy Owl could break in?
We didn't refer to
Couldn't
her.
you phase through the door? Don't you have an ability to just phase through things?
What makes you think I can phase through a whole ass wall? I can move part of my body to the ethereal plane, but not the whole ass thing.
Whole ass door.
I have to stay anchored to this reality.
Just phase a different part of you at a time.
All right. Well, good.
Yeah,
Good
good.
chill session.
I'd be terrible in HR. Good night.
Yeah. It's like, hey, you can roleplay if you want to. Hello, I am here as a representative of OSHA and also the union. All right. Happy New Year, everybody. Goodbye.